The Three Gorges Dam is the world's largest hydropower project. When they built a dam like the Three Gorges, they didn't choose China, they chose South Korea. The 70 billion dam collapsed in less than a year. China rushed to the rescue and even upgraded and renovated it for free. As we all know, the Mekong River runs through the whole of Southeast Asia. Laos has abundant hydropower resources. They plan to build a Three Gorges-style dam just like our country, turning water into electricity to generate revenue. But who knew, during the bidding process, Laos didn't choose the right one. China, they only chose the cheapest one, South Korea. And in the end, the auxiliary dam of the ZPN Namnoy hydropower project, built by South Korea, suddenly collapsed. Over 5 billion cubic meters of floodwater instantly rushed downstream towards the villages. This disaster left 99 people missing. 13,000 people lost their homes overnight. This disaster wasn't just a simple engineering accident. It was a man-made tragedy caused by poor decision-making, technical plagiarism, and cutting corners. As one of the least developed countries in Southeast Asia, Laos has always dreamed of becoming the battery of Southeast Asia. In 2010, the ZPN Namnoy hydropower project became an important step towards this dream. During the bidding stage, China's proposal was priced at $1.2 billion. South Korea's SK Engineering and Construction won the bid with a low price of $1.02 billion, equivalent to 7 billion RMB. In order to save $180 million, the Laotian government chose the latter. The seemingly saved $180 million buried a huge hidden danger. The Korean plan cut corners on several key technical aspects. The dam's height was reduced by 6.5 meters from the original plan. Steel reinforcement usage was reduced by 15%. The seismic resistance rating was lowered from level 7 to 5.5. They also canceled the critical cutoff wall structure. What's even more worrying are the contract details. South Korea demanded a 30-year operating right. This meant they could make profits far exceeding the construction cost savings through long-term operation. The Laotian government was blinded by the seemingly low price, failing to see the true nature of this debt trap-like cooperation. However, an internal document revealed the South Korean company planned to earn about $5 billion in revenue from electricity sales over the 30-year operation period, while the construction cost was only $1.02 billion. This kind of disadvantageous decision ultimately made Laos pay a heavy price. During the design process, the South Korean engineering team heavily referenced China's Three Gorges Dam technical plan. But this borrowing approach ignored a crucial issue. The Three Gorges design was specifically tailored to the geological and climatic conditions of the Yangtze River Basin in China, whereas Laos is located in a tropical monsoon climate zone with completely different geological conditions. The most fatal mistake was in the selection of materials for the auxiliary dam. The Korean team used local red soil as the main construction material. This type of soil is hard when dry, but extremely permeable when it encounters water. In Laos, where the annual rainfall is as high as 2,000 millimeters, this was simply burying a time bomb. The cutting corners during the construction phase was even more shocking. The thickness of the drainage cushion was halved from the designed 1 meter to 50 centimeters. The impermeable grouting curtain was omitted. The sand content mixed into the dam body far exceeded the standard. There were even plant roots mixed into the dam body, forming natural water seepage channels. The most terrifying thing was the failure of the early warning system. 3 days before the collapse, on-site engineers had already discovered an 11-centimeter crack in the dam body. But the South Korean project manager used normal deformation during the rainy season as an excuse, did not activate the emergency plan, nor did they notify downstream residents to evacuate. Engineers who participated in the post-disaster investigation stated, if according to normal engineering standards, if a crack exceeding 5 centimeters is found, an emergency plan should be immediately activated. An 11-centimeter crack was already an extremely dangerous sign. This tragedy could have been completely avoided. The direct casualties caused by the dam collapse are cold numbers. 99 people missing. Over 13,000 people were displaced. The economic losses are even more astounding. Preliminary estimates exceed $3 billion US dollars, equivalent to nearly 15% of Laos's GDP that year. After the disaster happened, the rescue efforts of China and South Korea formed a stark contrast. Within 24 hours of receiving the request for help, China dispatched the peace-trained medical team, carrying a large amount of medical and relief equipment. Meanwhile, the Chinese engineering team quickly started reconstruction. In just 112 hours, they rebuilt 6 bridges that were washed away, opening up a lifeline for transporting supplies to the disaster area. In contrast, South Korea, as the main contractor for the project, only sent a symbolic rescue team of 53 people 7 days after the disaster occurred. And their main job was to investigate the cause of the accident, not actual rescue work. This attitude triggered strong dissatisfaction among the Laotian people. The international community's response was also quick. The United Nations sent an investigation team into the disaster area. International rating agencies downgraded Laos's national credit rating. The Southeast Asia Power Grid Interconnection Plan also suffered a major blow as a result. After the incident, Laos immediately implemented a two-pronged approach. On one hand, they carried out rescue operations for the downstream residents. On the other hand, they sent experts to the site of the incident to investigate the real cause of the dam collapse. According to the detailed post-incident investigation, this accident was due to cracks and settlement appearing on the crest of an auxiliary dam at the Pianse Namnoi hydropower project. It finally completely collapsed under the impact of the floodwater, ultimately leading to the tragedy. And the reason why cracks appeared on the dam crest was mainly because there were quality issues with the dam body construction materials. Backward construction techniques resulted in failure to achieve a dense effect. Under the erosion of large amounts of water flow, the dam body experienced seepage and structural settlement, ultimately leading to cracks. Clearly, the cause of the accident is inseparable from the South Korean company responsible for the construction. Furthermore, according to post-incident reports, personnel at the power station had already discovered cracks on the dam crest even before the accident occurred, and reported it to the South Korean construction company. But the South Korean company suppressed it, making an arbitrary decision. Ultimately, as the upstream floodwaters arrived, the CPN's Namnoi hydropower project experienced a major dam collapse accident. After the Laotian government learned the truth, they immediately planned to hold the South Korean company accountable. But the South Korean company had already received news and fled, giving the local government no chance. Even when facing accusations from Laos, the South Korean side claimed this accident happened due to heavy rain, attempting to shirk their own responsibility. In terms of being shifty, unreliable, how could they be a match for the Koreans? They could only collect evidence, while simultaneously engaging in rescue efforts. After the disaster, the Laotian government learned a painful lesson. They fully revised the regulations on foreign engineering management, introducing stricter safety standards. This revision involved 87 clauses, over 60% of which specifically strengthened safety supervision for large-scale water conservancy projects. It's worth noting that 37 key technical standards in the new regulations directly adopted China's GBT standards, and South Korea's EPC model was put on the engineering blacklist, prohibited from participating in Laos's major infrastructure construction for the next 5 years. The reconstruction plan that China participated in fundamentally resolved the defects of the original design. Roller compacted concrete usage increased by 40%, reaching about 850,000 cubic meters, embedding a 35-meter deep anti-seepage wall, with a total length exceeding 1,200 meters, installing a real-time monitoring network based on the Beidou system, setting up 58 monitoring points. The density is 7 times that of the original South Korean design. In terms of economic compensation, China bore the majority of the reconstruction costs, investing about $680 million US dollars, and also built 8 schools, 3 community hospitals, and other public facilities, covering 82% of the affected areas. At the same time, China sent 32 experts and trained 500 Laotian technical personnel, providing 2,800 hours of professional training, ensuring the local capacity to maintain these facilities. As of 2022, these technical personnel can already independently handle 90% of the daily maintenance work, significantly enhancing Laos's independent operational capability. If you liked it, feel free to subscribe. See you next time.